So yeah, I've paid literally like £5 for this or less, and it's probably worth like 250 to 300 quid. So welcome back to the channel. Slightly different surroundings, as you can see. It's been like 2-3 weeks since I've last updated this channel, and that's mostly on me. As you can see, moved house. I'm not in the games room, I'm currently in the conservatory. One of the perks of this new house is massive garden, and yeah, it's quite nice to be surrounded by it. So obviously for light as well, it's quite good in a conservatory because it's just literally all windows. So I was thinking we'll just film this one in here, and then as the house sort of progresses, I guess you'll sort of see that as well. Not too sure what the plans are for like a games room. I think we're gonna go down like more of a media room sort of route. I mentioned it on previous videos. Yeah, thinking more like media wall, telly, everything kind of hidden. As you can see, he's currently after that squirrel. But yeah, we're in the conservatory for now, and yeah, I wanted to make this video. I've got a few videos sort of lined up. I've started branching out into clothing now, so I'm going to make a couple of videos based on that, see how that goes on the channel. Most of my content's like gaming focused, but I do want to branch out into just general reselling in general. So yeah, just see what we can do. Obviously I do quite good numbers just on gaming, so I'm thinking if I can branch out into clothing as well, combine the two, just make as much profit as possible. Today I'm filming this, it's the 31st of Jan, and we're currently on 2.320, so 2,320 for the year to date total, and it is the 31st of Jan. So yeah, and we've made a nice little sale there. Crash Bandicoot on the Switch, 14.50, take that. So yeah, we're on 2.3k to end the first month of 2026, so we're starting off on the right foot. I'm trying to get to 20k for this year to date total on eBay, so yeah, we're in a good sort of place for that. If you think there's 12 months in the year, times that by the $2,000 that I've made. If I did that every month, then we're going to be on like 24 grand year to date total, so that's the plan. Obviously Christmas is a bit better. Usually January is one of the worst sort of months to resell in, so if I'm doing well in January, who says we can't smash that and go 20-25k, so we'll see what happens. So we'll just get straight into the bundle. So I paid £50 for this. I'll flash it up here. This one kind of came out of nowhere. I think they were putting up some games that were kind of like Wii. I think it was Wii games that were just like less common. Yeah, so I'd never really heard of the Wii games before, and I was just thinking these are sort of uncommon games. Again, that's like a trend that I typically follow when I'm buying to resell. If someone's posting sort of like rare obscure stuff, chances are they're gonna have more of it. So as you can see, I picked up a few games. I think they were selling them for like £3-4 each. They sent me a picture of all the stuff that they had, and yeah, they had some pretty good stuff. One thing in particular that you've seen on the thumbnail, I didn't even know existed, and certainly didn't know the price that it was going for. They sent me everything. I kind of picked everything that I wanted out, and I just, like I said, they were selling things for like £3-4 each, which probably means I could have got all this for like 30-40, but I just shot out an offer of 50 quid and said I'll just take the lot now. Here's a 50 quid offer, and they accepted it straight away, so obviously I was shaking at this point.
Now I'm panicking.
But yeah, obviously knowing one of them was a decent one, a very decent one. 12 games for 50 quid, works out to whatever, like £3 each, £3.50 each. First off, I got a big stack of Switch games. One's already sold, which was Mario Odyssey, and there we go. I think that was like £24.50, I think that sold, so there's half the bundle back, and we've got all of these to run through. I'll just clip this onto me so I've actually got some hands free. First one, Lumo. I think that's like £10-15 game. Lego World, same again. All these are going to go as trade-in fodder, I think. Trailblazers, another Lego game, Marvel Superheroes 2, Super Beat Exonic EX, interesting cover art. I think it's just like a dance game, is it? Or a music based game? Looks like, I don't know, trash pretty much, but yeah, never heard of it. And the last one, SteamWorld Dig 2. I think that's like a decent sort of £15-20 game, so that one's a little bit more. I might look at selling that one. But yeah, on voucher we've probably got like 30-40, maybe 50 quid on voucher there, so there's the money back in voucher if you was to do that. And then it gets more interesting now, so I'll do these two. So the first one, Death Smiles, I've heard of this a few times from other content creators. It's like a sort of, is it a shmup or something like that? I don't know, like JRPG sort of Japanese, I'm not sure, anime sort of thing, but in the style of a shmup. I said I'll have this one because I don't have it in the 360 collection, and again, I've heard about it from other content creators and stuff. But I didn't realise at the time that this was sealed. So it's brand new and sealed. It's got the Xbox seal on there and the sort of cellophane wrapping around it, which seems to be a common theme with all of the games that I picked up here. For some reason, this person that didn't give off the vibe of a gamer or a collector or anything, just had these like rare games that were all sealed. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I was thinking, are they like reseals where they've just like resealed like a black game or something? But you can see on the thing it's the official sort of Xbox seal, so I'm not too sure. Again, this is like a £15 game, but sealed, maybe 30, 40, not too sure. So we'll see with that. Another one, Bomberman Land. I think I picked this one up just as the bundle. I think I created the bundle sort of around this and then just bought this as the listing. Again, didn't realise it was sealed at the time. It's got the PSP seal on there, if you can see that. So yeah, so we've got 2 sealed games there, and it doesn't stop there. We've got 2 DS games here that are pretty rare games in themselves. So we've got Lux Pain, which I've never heard of, but again, it's got the Nintendo seal on there, completely sealed. And similarly, Rune Factory, Harvest Moon. It's like a Harvest Moon sort of game. Again, sealed. So they're both sealed with the Nintendo seal on them. Seal. But yeah, again, these 2 on their own are sort of like, I think Lux Pain's like a £25 game, and that's like a £20 game. But again, sealed, triples the value, doubles the value, something like that. So again, we've done pretty well. I think the value of these are probably touching like 100 quid because they're all four of them are sealed. So I don't know, that's just a guess. But again, the game that's brought me out of YouTube retirement or my extended break during the move was this. So it's Baroque, something like that. On the PS2, brand new and sealed. It's got the PS2 seal on there, as you can see. Completely sealed. Again, no idea why the seller had this. I had no business having this. Maybe they're a massive collector and I don't know, or they're selling it on behalf of someone who was a collector. I had no idea. But yeah, that's how you say it. Probably backwards, but Baroque. So yeah, at the time of like buying all these games, I was doing my quick sort of research. Obviously on Vinted, you got to be quick when doing anything. Luckily, the seller held off sort of listing anything while I got to cherry pick, which is usually how it goes. So I was quite lucky with that. But yeah, search this one up. I've never heard of it. The thing that actually led me to this was they listed this on the Wii. And again, I'd never heard of the game before. Searched up the Wii game, it was 50 quid, and I was like, shit, I've missed out on that. Obviously, it got scooped up straight away by a bot as soon as they listed that, because by this time I'd already been keeping tabs on sort of what they were listing. And they listed it up and instantly it just went. I'm sure many of you have experienced that in your times trying to buy on Vinted. But yeah, that went instantly. Searched it up on CEX, I was like, I've never heard of that game. Obviously, if it's gone quick, it's worth something. Yeah, popped up 50 quid. Again, I was like, I've missed out on that. I was gutted. Decided to just speak with the seller anyway, just in case. And that's what just in case gets you. They had the same game, but on PS2, and it's a PS2 Rarity, and it was sealed, and it's sold out in CEX. And it's like 210 quid mint. Usually the mint rating in CEX is typically sealed. If it's not sealed, then it's going to be like very, very, very good quality. Basically brand new condition without the seal, but sometimes you can get lucky and get the sealed copy. So yeah, I'm basing the value off that. There's also a recent sold of this in the PAL variant, sealed. I've probably said that a million times in this video, but that's what it's about, I guess. But yeah, a recent sold sealed version of this went for 299 quid. So I'll ping that up there just for some proof. So yeah, I think that was a pretty good pickup. Again, £50 paid for everything here. Probably like 3-4 quid each, something like that. Maybe a little bit less when you work it out. 50 divided by 12, whatever that is. So yeah, I've paid literally like 5 quid for this or less. It's probably worth like 250 to 300 quid. So yeah, that's one of the best pickups I've ever had, and I just wanted to share it on this video, and it's given me a little bit of motivation to start up these videos again. Obviously with a house move it's quite stressful, but when you hit something like this, it sort of invokes a little motivation in you again. So I'll have a look into what's what I've previously picked up in this time since I last filmed the last video, which was like the first week of January, and now the end of January. I'll just pick out some sort of top picks, like say, because I've not really, whilst I've been moving, I've been busy, but I've not been busy enough to stop buying on Vinted. So yeah, I'll go through some of the better pickups and chuck them in here. So let's go through them now. So I'm just going to flick through my bought section on Vinted and just ping up some like notable ones. So the last time we spoke about the PS4 bundle, which was like 4 PS4 games. So I'll go from there. So right after that we had Order Up, loose cartridge, which I bought for like 10 quid, and I think it sold for like 20, 25. So I'll ping that up. Spider-Man for the PS5 for a tenner. Sold that again for like 20 to 30. I pinged that up. Cooking Mama Cookstar for 2 quid. So that was a pretty nice find. I also picked up a massive bundle, which I'm not sure if I went through. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen it. Here's the link. If you want to keep up with me, Instagram's probably the best place, because every time I get pickups, I'll always chuck it on my story. Say how much I got it for and stuff. So it's basically like a short version of this long form video. But yeah, I picked up, you can see the picture here. I picked up this for 55 quid, I think it was. So it was a PS3 Slim. I think it was the 120 gig version. And it had the box as well. I don't know if I've got any pictures of that. PS3 Slim 120 gig version boxed. And it came with a few PS4 games, which went to trade-in voucher, and Killzone 2 Steelbook. You can see it bottom left or bottom right there. So it came with a few decent games. And it also came with 4 controllers, I think it was. Recently sold the PS3 for, I think it was about 60 or 70 quid, and I paid 50 for all of it, so there's my money back and some profit. And then I got all those games as trading voucher as well. Another one, I got a massive Wii bundle. You can probably see the picture here. So they just like listed it like this. They had like most of these ready to list already in the sort of stockpile, and I just said I'll just take all of them. So they just produced this collage of pictures, and I just took everything. So there was 4 Wii remotes at the bottom. There was Mario Galaxy, Mario Kart. There was Kirby's Adventure on the Wii, which you can see there. That's a pretty good game. That went for like 20, 25 quid. And I think I paid, how much did I pay on this? 25 on the bundle. So I got all of my money back on the 1 Kirby game. And then I had 4 Wii remotes and countless Wii games that weren't fodder games. They were all sort of first party titles. So that was a nice little pickup. A random one that I picked up was Sega Saturn NBA Jam. Picked up that for 5 quid, and I think it went for like 30, 35 quid. So that was a nice little flip. I think there's like 2 variants of NBA Jam on the Saturn. This one happened to be the TE edition, which was like the tournament edition. A bit rarer. Had the manual, had the disc. This was in perfect condition, so that was a nice little find. Another one we got was a £37 bundle, which included a few Switch games. I think Jamboree was still sealed, so that went for a pretty penny, and then the rest was all profit. A few other little ones, few clothing pickups, which I'll go through on another video. I'm not sure how loud this rain's going to be, so I'm not sure how sustainable it is filming out here. Hopefully it's not too loud on the mic and you can still hear me. Didn't really think this one through, to be honest. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pikmin. I think that was, how much did I pay on that? 25 for that, so I got my money back on one, and then the other was like another 25, 30 I think for Pikmin, so that was just straight profit. Tamagotchi Life as well, loose for 3 quid, and that one went for like, I think it was like 29.50 that went for, so that was quite a nice little profit. Keep picking these up recently. This is like a little tip if you want a selling tip games wise. The Professor Layton games, I always overlooked those as just like worthless. I've managed to pick 4 of these up for 5 quid, and they sell pretty frequently for like 20 to 25 on eBay if you've got like the little quadrilogy on the DS. You can also chuck in Miracle Mask on the 3DS, and if you want to like boost it up a little bit, I sold one recently for, I think it was 19.50 or 22.50, one of the two. I'll ping it up here anyway. But again, just pick them up for a couple of quid, bundle them together, and they actually sell for a decent amount. We also got a massive Wii console bundle, 30 quid. All those games with it. Wii Party sold the other day for 15 quid, so that's half the money back. And it came with obviously the console and just loads of controllers, Wii wheels, the lot. I've still got all that because it didn't come with a Wii sensor bar, so I need one of those. And I've got another massive Wii bundle that also needs a sensor bar, so if anyone's got sensor bars, get at me. I need 2 of them. I can't be arsed paying like 5 to 10 quid that they're going for on Vinted and eBay at the minute. So picked up another massive Switch bundle, 48 quid for all of these. Obviously 2 Marios at the bottom, they're like 25 quid each, so there's the money back. Leighton's like 18.50, something like that, and then the other ones just went in as trade-in. I think I sold the Crash actually, top left or top right, however you're looking at it. As I mentioned earlier on in the video, that one 14.50. So money back on 2 games and then 4 games for free. That's how we operate. And then we're getting there now towards where we currently are in the current day. Still got a couple left though. 15 quid paid on Mario Party Island Tour, Tomodachi Life and Kirby's Triple Deluxe. 5 quid each, 15 quid all in. Sold Tomodachi Life for, I think it was like 40 quid the other day. So there's my money back and 25 quid profit, and Kirby's still to sell. So that was pretty nice. Tomodachi Life went back up in value recently. I'm not too sure why, but it used to sell for like 40, then it dropped down to like 25, 30, and now it's back up at 40 again. So keep looking out for that if you can. £55 paid on this lot. So this was a nice little find just before I moved. Actually, it was sort of like packing up, and I just had a little scroll on Vinted, came across this for 55 quid. So you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 Switch games there, 55 quid, whatever that works out to, like just less than a fiver each. I think it was a fiver actually. I think I worked it out to be a fiver each and just offered that because that's what they were selling them for. But there's Mario Tennis Aces on there, that's like a 20 quid game, sold that literally yesterday. Five Nights at Freddy's, that's a pretty good one as well. And the rest, I've listed a couple on eBay, and the rest it probably just goes voucher fodder or CEX fodder for cash or something. Money back on a couple of them, and then just loads of trading voucher as always. Luigi's Mansion, picked that up on the GameCube. That was 15 quid, sold that for 30 the other day, so a quick double up. And this one, which I'm surprised was there for a while, it was, can't really make it out from the back, but if you flick over to the next picture, he's obviously put the pictures on the wrong way, so that's why it stayed a little bit longer. Resident Evil Outbreak File 2. Picked that up for 12 quid, I think it was 15, and I sent him a cheeky offer of 12 and he accepted it, so I just sniped that straight away. That one sold for like 40 quid the other day, so yeah, ping that up there. That's sort of where I've been the last sort of, from the start of Jan when I last did my last video to current day. Currently in the conservatory. I'll give you a walk around, but the house is a literal tip. As you can see, even the conservatory is a bit mad at the minute, but like I said, the garden's pretty nice. It's like a big wraparound sort of thing, so yeah, there's plenty of greenery, plenty of places for the dogs, and it goes all the way around the other side as well. So yeah, it's a little renovation job which is going to take a lot of time and a lot of money, so obviously reselling is going to be put on turbo charge this year to pay for everything. Like I said, if you want to stay updated with me, definitely follow me on Instagram, because because I'm much more active on there. And like I said, every time I pick something up that's cool or fresh deliveries or whatever, I'll always chuck it on my story, so it's probably the best way to go. Again, like I said, I'm looking to branch into clothing, so that's going to be a thing. I've actually picked up 3 mystery bundles, so I'm going to do that in the coming sort of videos. I'll just do like a little what I got in a mystery box and see how much money we can make off it. I'll give you a quick sneak peek into those actually, because they're in the house. So these are the little reselling mystery boxes, dog for scale. These are actually quite massive, like there's my hand. There's like a big box. I think there's like 20 different items in there. So there's like 60 different pieces of clothing in there. Again, it's all like sort of vintage bits. There's like Tommy Hilfiger in there, Champion, Adidas, Nike, North Face, Patagonia, there's all sorts. Be alright if you could see it. But yeah, there's just loads of stuff in there that needs a wash and an iron. But then when we go from there, we can chuck it on Vinted and hopefully make a little profit. So if there was ever a games room, this probably would be the games room. As you can see, there's a nice little patio door there that leads out to the garden. There's these massive wardrobes that are in here that kind of need to go. So this is probably going to be like the media room, games room, once we actually get to it. Bit different from the usual settings from the old games room that I had, all nice and modern. We've gone for a reno compared to a nice modern house, but hey ho. I've got the massive tank in here at least, so that could maybe feature in the background of some videos. Did unfortunately suffer some casualties during the move, just so stressful moving them, so that was very unfortunate. Lighting's not great that way, so we'll probably go with this way. Like I said, I've been picking up some sort of like clothing bits. This all needs sorting, literally just had no time, just constantly working. I've got the billies from the old room that are just serving as like current stock. Like this is like this is the listed section so far. We've got some trade-in fodder there. We've got a £300 game just sat there. They're the games from earlier. A few more listed bits. I've got like my whole sort of 360 collection that's just on the floor at the minute, next to this fantastic wallpaper and even better curtains. But yeah, the collection's just kind of boxed up at the minute. Plan is to get most of the 360 games on maybe the right side, and then I'll use the left side as just like listed stock and to be listed and trade-in fodder, and then just see where we go from there. Everything needs sorting in this house at the minute, so we're just doing that, but we've got like massive sort of construction work that needs doing, so you don't want to unpack too much at the minute until it's all done. So yeah, that's like a little games room that's not a games room update, that's also a fish room. Oh yeah, I picked up that t-shirt as well from Whatnot. That was pretty cool. It's like a 90s Dennis Rodman tee, if anyone's into the basketball. The seller was actually wearing it at the time, and then he got peer pressured into running it, and then I just picked it up. So it's like a nice little all-over print. How sick's that? Little Dennis Rodman, the Worm, 5-time world champion. But yeah, that was a cool little Whatnot pickup. It is like a bit of an addictive platform in the way that people sell you stuff, as well as like the bids, and you get caught up in the hype of things. So yeah, that's my current issue. But yeah, I've picked up some pretty good stuff from there. I've got like a Barber quilted jacket there, Patagonia fleece, don't know, just random bits that hopefully should do good on Vinted once I can get to everything. So that's the plan. Tidy all those up, get it all listed on Vinted. I have 2 arcs going with the reselling. I'll have my games as like my main thing, and then have clothing as like a secondary bit that'll just sort of keep me going when the games are a little bit slower. So that's the plan moving forward, and to sort this house out, sort this room out. So again, when I start doing work on this, I'll probably vlog it and just sort of show you the transformation, because we're not going to keep purple wallpaper forever, or purple carpet. So yeah, that's the plan. But yeah, nice one for it again. See you later. Bye.